Good afternoon, everyone. Is my voice audible? Okay. Can I know why the strength is so less? Only 7 members have joined. May I know what is the reason? Tejaswini, Anagna. ಯಾಕೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ತುಂಬ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ?
ಸರ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾ?
ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಓಕೆ. Okay. I have informed in the group. Okay, let us see whether they are going to join or not. Okay, in the previous class, we have started discussing the introduction about the Android. What is this Android? What is the use of this Android? Why we have to develop the apps using the Android? Why we don't have any option other than the Android to develop the apps? Is there any other platform where you can develop the apps other using without using the Android? Can anyone answer? Without the Android, can you develop the apps? Is it possible? Is it possible to develop the apps without using the Android? This is my question. Friends, can you answer? Sumuk, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to develop the app without using the Android?
No, sir.
No. Oh, okay, Tejaswini, not possible. Yes, possible. If possible means with on which OS? On which OS it is possible to develop the app? The answer is correct. Yes, sir. It is possible to develop the app without using the Android also. It is just the Apple iOS. In the yes, very good. We got the answer, Apple. Yes, without Apple, they are not going to use Android. iOS. Using the iOS, they are going to uh, develop the apps. See, there are so many versions they have released in the market. Which are the versions? So before that, we have discussed the architecture in the previous class. See this, the architecture on top of the layer user apps are there. That is the apps what we see below that, the code what we write to develop the apps, that is this Java API framework. In order to develop or to write the program, we use some libraries. In order to run the program, we use this Android runtime. In order to interact with the hardware, this hardware abstraction layer is there, that is going to give you the support. And then the last is the final core part, that is the Linux kernel. The Linux kernel is going to deal with the all the memory management, the low level tasks that will be done by the kernel. This is what we discussed, the architecture. Okay. And these are the Android versions. See, they in the Android version in the 2008, they have released the first version of the Android. They have not kept any name. After that, they have come up with the names. They follow the alphabetical order: cupcake, donut, eclairs, frio, gingerbread, honeycomb, this jelly beans. These are the version names. For each code name or for each version, they have kept a code name, and in these years, they have released. And if we ask which is the latest version they have released, is this is the Android 11. That is, they have released in 2020. Even my mobile has been upgraded to Android 11. If that patch is released, even you can update. If your mobile supports, even you can update your Android OS from 10 to 11. If your mobile, if it's maximum, it can support only Android 10 means you can upgrade it to 10 if your version is 9. The next thing is, whenever we start developing the Android, what are the challenges we face, or what all the things we should take care when we develop? What all the things we should take care when we develop the app? The first thing we have to think whenever we develop is, each screen what we develop, we should know that it is going to be run in multiple screens. For some, you may run in the mobile, or sometimes you are going to run it in the tablet or any other smartphones you are going to run, which are from the different manufacturers. That is why that your application what we write, it should be compatible. That is one big challenge whenever we start developing. We should not think this app is going to be run in only Samsung or in only Vivo or any other device. It is going to run a device from in any of the devices, or it is always going to run in the mobile itself. Some of you can open the same thing in the tablet itself. The same app, it is going to be open in the tablet, or else even the same app I'm going to open in my desktop itself. How I can open? There is a software called BlueStacks. If you install the software called BlueStacks, then all the Android apps you can run inside that software, BlueStacks. Is it clear? If you open the same app inside the BlueStacks also, then that app should be compatible. That is why it's a big challenge building for a multi-screen world. The app can run in any of the screens. That is one big challenge. See this. In the tablet, you have opened the same app. Here in the mobile, you have opened. It should be compatible. The next thing is getting the performance right. See, whenever you code, what all the things you have to keep in mind is, first thing is about the how we are going to manage the battery management. And also memory usage. If you just play a song or play a video, and if your battery gets drained off, means no one will purchase that mobile, or no one, the manufacturer will take the operating system. It should be fast. First of all, the software, it should be fast. How fast it runs, that it matters. How quickly it is going to connect to internet network. Without the internet today we cannot survive. How quickly it is going to connect, that is the next thing. How it manages the memory, means the space is required, because so much of data we generate, space is required. And long life batteries are required. For things, what we are going to do is, background services are there, right? That we are going to enable when it is required. After some time we are going to off, switch off or disable those background services. If you disable those background services, then what it happens is, battery life is going to improve. If you run the background services and foreground services at the same time, if all those it will be present in the RAM, means too much of battery it is going to consume, and once again you have to charge your battery. All these things, resource utilization, everything that you have to balance whenever you write the code. Whenever you code, you should keep in this mind about the app performance, how fast it runs, how quickly it's going to connect, how it is going to manage the memory. Means you can, whenever you click on any image, it should take the full size of the image. But whenever you store, you can compress and you can store it. In that case, it will take very less time. So some techniques you have to use, if that will efficiently manage the memory and also manage the battery. These are the things you have to keep in mind. And one more is about the code, what you write, that code security and the user data security. In that app, if you provide some data, in the Zoom you provide some data, if the Zoom owners, they know the data, I'm talking about others, the third vendor, the third person should not get the data from the Zoom. All the credentials, they should not get the data. That much security you should provide in the app. How you can provide the data security? Just if you using the logins with the passwords, you can secure the channels, or you can encrypt the data. Whenever you code, you can use the tools like ProGuard. Those ProGuard that will be provided in the Android Studio, that will be helpful for coding. It will remove the unused classes, fields, methods, attributes, and also it will encrypt all your app code while packaging the app. If it does like this software called ProGuard, what will be the advantage? You have provided security to the code. If you kept a login and passwords, then you have provided the security to the user data. That is how you can provide these things. You have to take care whenever you develop the app. The next thing is, the main is, any apps that you have developed, it should be compatible to the older platform versions. See, what happens is, today in my system, in my mobile now, I have installed Android 11. Operating system is Android 11. And I am going to develop the app, some calculator. Some calculator I'm going to develop, which runs very good in my mobile. If I run the same one and I'll give that same app to the my friend in his mobile, Android version is 10 or 9. If he installs the same app, if the user interface, if it is not compatible, logic it is going to work. If the user interface is not compatible and if he is not able to use the software efficiently, then your app that we have developed, it is of no use. That is why the app what you develop, it should be compatible in the previous older platform versions. At least 2 to 3 versions it has to support. If I develop a software using Android 11, it should be compatible in 10, 9 and 8. You don't worry about the 10 years back, 10 previous versions. At least it should be compatible in last 3 versions. Because not all the users will upgrade their OS because their mobile is not going to support because of the cost limitation they have not purchased. Because of that reasons, the app what you develop, it should run on the devices with the older platform version also. You have to check. You have to, whenever you develop the app, run in the Android 11. Once again, you run in the 10. You run in the 9. Then you later you release. Where you are going to release, where you are going to distribute, you are going to distribute in the Play Store. You are going to distribute in the Play Store. That is one option. And also you have to make available to the market. And you have to understand what the market needs. What is the current market it is expecting from the apps? What is the current problem is there in the apps and what all the changes they are required by the client, that you have to understand about the market before you release your app into the in the Play Store. How you can do that? You have to collect the requirements from so many clients and also from the you have to do the survey. Then you will get the information what the market needs. In that way, these are the challenges are there whenever you develop the app. One is multi-screen, another one is performance. It should perform means performance means the it should be faster. Then security part, code, it is about the code security and also the user data security. One more thing is the app what you develop, it should be compatible for the previous older platform also. And one more is you have to understand the market and you have to develop the client requirements you have to take and then you develop. These are the main challenges. Everyone please send the attendance, then we'll continue with the class. Name followed by USN. Okay, if everyone has sent the attendance, no problem. I will give time to send the attendance. Please don't send in the chat. There will be simply there will be alert in the app. I'll give some time to send your attendance. In that time, if you send, it is enough. Okay, thank you. You have sent the attendance. The next thing is, in order to create your first Android app, what is the main thing we have to do? The main thing we should know is the software. In the software, in which software you are going to develop. Then we have to install the Android app. How to install? What is the procedure? That you have to see now. See, I'll play one video. You can understand how to install the Android. Yes, did you get any information after watching this video? Have you understood anything? Please reply in the chat box. Have you understood how to install the Android Studio? Even I have downloaded the same Android Studio. Okay. Yes, first download the file from the Android website. Then you can start see step by step the same video, and you can follow it. But the main thing is you should have some fast internet, or else it takes almost hours to install. If you don't have a fast internet, it will take hours. That is why if you have a broadband, will be very good to install this Android Studio. It is free. You can please download from the website, and if you find any problem, I'll upload this video to the link, and also I'll have already shared you the YouTube link. Once again, you can watch the same video and follow the steps. After that, also, if you have still have any problems, uh, no problem. You can contact me through the WhatsApp. But please send the snapshot where you have struck during the installation, where you find the problem, because without the snapshot, you cannot easily identify where is the problem. That is why please send the snapshot during the installation if you find any problem. Okay. Without this software, you cannot learn, because you have to see the buttons, how to create the text, the menu, or the layouts. Because in the next chapter, we'll discuss about the what is an activity, what is an, and we'll start writing the program. And also please look into it, the basics about the Java programming, because if you don't know the Java basics, it will be very difficult to write the program. That is why please see some basics about the Java. A simple, what is an header file? Hash include we used to write in the C, right? What is this header file in the Java? It is import statement. In the same way, what is the main function? What is the syntax of main? What is the syntax of printf or scanf in Java? If this much basics, if it is there, you can easily write. I am not telling in depth about the complete Java. If you know, I'm not talking about the complete depth of Java. It is just the basics of Java. A simple, a printf, scanf, header file, main function. Okay. If this much, if the information, I'm going to end the today's class. Thank you. Please look into this video once again.